Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching EXPOZ, February the 20th, 2011, 11:37 p.m. in Birmingham, Alabama. Topic, my second, part two of my scare in Mexico. And that is, again, another trip. On the first, what I didn't finish seeing on the first, I ended up driving over 150 miles to get back on I-10, what was supposed to be a round trip of 50 miles. But I did find something. Ed Indian Hot Springs, right across the Rio Grande, was an old Spaniard or church built by the Spaniards, built in 17, I believe 78 or 1780, and there's just the ruins. I have pictures, but it's now home to cows. Big pasture out there. And I also said the next year, but it was the same year, April, when we went south through the Rio Big Bend, same year in July that we went back out there and found out that they'd caught the sheriff that murdered or that had the DEA kidnapped. By the way, he was a drug dealer. And that was caught the month after, which was in May. And we went back out in July, or I did. This is what I was told when I was doing my trip anyway. So on to the next, another time in July. I'm sorry, July. All my trips were in July except one. I took my two daughters out. My wife passed away in January 2nd, 99. And I think it was later that year I took both my daughters out west. And we, of course, went to Mexico. And they enjoyed it. You know, the architecture, the place could be absolutely beautiful, but it had a Spaniard touch of Spain throughout, and really awesome. I mean, a little bit of TLC, that place would be very beautiful. Promise you, there's not a town in our country that can match the beauty of even the border towns. It's awesome, except they're just in ruins, really. But we go because of that. But anyway, and my oldest daughter went back out with me again a year later, and I think it was in 2000. And we were on I-10, had already been to Mexico, and we were coming into El Paso, and we massive traffic jam, massive helicopters and roads, you know. Anyway, we turned on the radio to find out what was going on. And come to find out, the hobo murderer, the guy that hopped the trains and that were killing people along the way, Mexican guy, he gave up on the bridge between El Paso and Juarez. And they had the town stopped to capture that man. They got him. So my last trip, and this is in July of 2008. This would be my 13th trip to Mexico. And I have a friend who is a DEA agent in San Jose, Monterey County, California. He's also captain of the SWAT team and a sergeant on the sheriff's department. You know, multiple titles like most cops carry or hold. And but he had sent me the Monterey County Sheriff Department MOSD SWAT team T-shirt, and kind of like this, and also a DEA San Jose, Monterey County. This particular day, didn't give it a thought. July 2008. Park outside in Del Rio, and I'd take my time and walk through, and I'll walk. Probably, it didn't take me long. I got about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes in. Had already taken about 20, 25 pictures, and I noticed people looking at me kind of funny. And I knew a little bit of the drug problem. I mean, I knew it was more south of me, down toward Brownsville, and more west of me, or rather east of me and more west of me. And Tijuana, but I didn't know it was really where I was, but it was. Anyway, the scare I had, I was in there, and on my way out, there was a guy in a suit, shining shoes, and I had my, I should have wore tennis shoes. I don't know why in the world I wore penny loafers, nice penny loafers, which is stupid, but I did. And he was sitting there, and I walked up, and he kept urging me, get a shine, get a shine. It's on me only a quarter or something like that. So I sat down, and he took too long, and I got nervous. I got to looking, and I could tell he'd look at me, and then he'd look across the street. I just got up, handed him a dollar, and walked away. And he hadn't finished yet. Normally it takes him 5 or 6 minutes, but I'd been there almost 10. So I kind of quick haste, and I wasn't far, 2 streets from the border. And I got on then, and I got through the gates, and then I felt somewhat relieved, but I couldn't understand why I was feeling so nervous. And so I'd gotten out, and I had been in so many times. I knew some of the guys at the border crossing there in America. And when I walked in, I told one of them, I said, man, I need to sit down and cool off. It is hot. He said, you look kind of nervous too. I said, well, I couldn't understand why I felt that way in there. He said, I can tell you why you felt that way. He said, look at your stupid shirt. I kind of looked at, what do you mean? He said, got DEA all over it. He said, you got a target on your shirt. And I said, not good, huh? He said, not good. He advised me, don't ever do that again. And he said, it's really bad. And he told me I was lucky that I did make it out alive. But and then another thing is, he said it may have saved your life, so you don't know. And anyway, that was my last trip, 2008, July, and I will not be back. I hate it. And so anyway, I wanted to pass that along to you and tell you that one. And in a little bit, I'm going to do another one, and it's going to be titled, Why is the World Going to Hell in a Handbasket? And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.